Hello everyone, this is Gunu from Wings Education. Once again, welcome to my channel. We are going to study today reorder paragraph, second part from fact and example rule. Let us see what's a fact. So fact is going to be a more general information that is followed by common nouns, whereas an example is going to be followed by more of the defined common nouns or examples having proper nouns. So in this case, if you see, human champion is a common noun, whereas program is again a common noun. But Gary Kasparov is a proper noun to human champion, whereas Deep Blue is a proper noun to program. So in this way, my C is my fact and A is my example. So the rule says you put fact first and then example. So I have placed my C first and A later. Okay. This is how it works. Whereas in this case, we've got another example where language is a common noun that is not defined, whereas a written language is more defined language term, which says which language out of all the languages, written languages. So in this way, my fact becomes D sentence and my example or more defined sentence becomes my A sentence. So this is how you can pair using your fact and example rule, where you put the fact first and example later. Now, let us move forward to do fact and exception. So exceptions are most of the time statements that tell us about something that is opposite to what we have discussed earlier. So most of the time they will be followed by some connectors that are contrasting, like but, however, yet, on the other hand, on the contrary, these kind of connectors. So in this case, if you find but is there in the D sentence, it says the fact that science underlines our life is undeniable. Definitely we are talking about something very positive about science. Which sentence do you think is talking negative about it? It's specifically the A sentence, where it is doubtful whether it is good or bad. So I will definitely place my fact first and then exception. So A is going to be my fact and D is going to be my exception. Here you go with this. So I have got A there as my fact and D is my exception. Now, there is another example where yet is in D sentence, that is again acting as an exception, whereas A is going to be a sentence that begins the sentence because it's talking about retired engineer and the whole story is about him then. Now, we have to find which of the following is going to be the fact for this D sentence. So if you read it, you will find out that B is acting as a fact, where the fact says that he's not having any or maybe the foggiest idea about where is the kitchen, but whenever he is hungry, he goes straight to the kitchen and gets something to eat. Definitely B and D will be paired together. So this is how it goes, B, D together. All right. Now, this is a very interesting rule known as zigzag rule. So zigzag basically works from the pattern of Z, that is Z in other terms. So zigzag simply says in a paragraph, there will be some common nouns that will be in the beginning of a sentence and they might be in the end of the sentence. So let us see in this case, if you see the D sentence has got a common noun theory in the beginning of a sentence, whereas in A sentence, this theory word is at the end. So now my answer will be A, D, because zigzag says a sentence having it at the end will come first, whereas a sentence having it in the beginning will come later. So the pair will be AD, whereas there is another common noun that is summer school, whereas the same word is there in the A sentence as well, says school. So guys, do not confuse yourself with this word, that is neutron summer school. This is S capital, this is a proper noun, so you cannot ask or you cannot doubt this rule by saying school is this written here also, which sentence should come later then or first then. This is a proper noun, but in this case this is a common noun, so we have to take common nouns. So in this case, B is going to be my first sentence in the pair, because here in B sentence it sits at the end, whereas in A sentence it sits in the beginning. So this is going to be my the second sentence in the pair. Thus the pair becomes this way. It becomes, I'll just show you. Yeah, if you see here, this is your school thing. Yeah, and here also this is the school. So this becomes my zigzag. Okay, this way. Whereas in this case, theory is there. Theory is there. So this is again my zigzag this way. So this is how your zigzag thing works. Okay guys, if you have any further doubts, you can always connect us through Wings Education website. All right, now let's continue with the next one. So the next rule, the rule is like, it's the same zigzag example rule, where this is you have to do it by yourself. Just have a look over it. You'll find out that the terms like this products term and then the current global production in the next case is acting as the pair, okay, as a zigzag pair, whereas Europe in C sentence is in the beginning and in D sentence it's at the end. So again, my D and C, they work as pair. Thank you guys. If you have any further questions about reorder paragraph topic, you can always connect us through Wings Education website, or you guys can contact us directly on our numbers that are given on the screen. Thank you so much. We'll be there soon with the next video about a different topic.